Hello everyone, you don't need to know my name, you can call me the Critic. Today we're going to be talking about the DCU, formerly known as the DCEU. This universe is kind of on the brink of despair right now, and we're going to be discussing why the move with James Gunn, is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? Replacing all these actors, is it worth it in the end? Let's talk right into it. I got my notes as usual. You know, I did my research. Now, I'm not dumb. So first of all, let's discuss what's happening in the DC universe. If you guys do not know, I have a little synopsis for you. Warner Bros., the DC universe as we know it has come to an end. After the release of Shazam! Fury of the Gods, Blue Beetle, Aquaman, The Lost Kingdom, and The Beleaguered, The Flash, the series will be rebooted entirely. Which means main characters of the Justice League and characters that just appear in the DCU are most likely going to be recast if they are super important. I don't believe the new characters like Blue Beetle and Blue Beetle, like Peacemaker, Suicide Squad, those characters, I don't think they're going to be recast because they're like brand new competition to the game. They're doing a really good job. You know, that's because when James Gunn made it, he made it with a passion. And from what I've heard with Blue Beetle, that's going to be spectacular. Of course, Ezra Miller's going to be gone. That makes sense, because it's Ezra Miller. But, you know, fan favorites, you know, Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck, they're gone. Jason Momoa, he's going to be gone. But he's coming back as Lobo, some villain. I don't know for who he's gonna be the villain too, but he's gonna be coming back. But dude, it's kind of crazy. Like, Henry Cavill just announced sometime in December or November that he was gonna come back to the role of Superman, just for James Gunn and Peter Safran. They just came in and were like, yo, guess what you done. So let's just talk about it. So the DCEU now is going to be called the DCU, and it's going to be led by Peter Safran and James Gunn. And as we said, everyone is going to be replaced. People are going to be recast. Well, not everyone, but mostly everyone's going to be replaced. People are going to be recast, and it's going to be like a whole fresh start. Like, the whole reason why they got rid of Cavill was because they wanted like a younger take on Superman in the first place. So, getting some fresh faces in there, getting some new company. It's kind of like James Gunn, how Idris Elba didn't want to be James Gunn, or not James Gunn, James Bond. You know what I'm talking about, 007. He didn't want to be 007 because it brought Daniel Craig into the light, you know, bringing new actors into the light. So, yeah. We're going to talk about why I think you should trust in Gunn and Safran. First of all, do you know how many movies these guys have worked on? We got Peacemaker. I know that's not a movie, but you know how good that is. Do you really want to taste that? Like, it's so good. Peacemaker, The Suicide Squad, Conjuring, Guardians. Like, they worked on so much. And Safran has worked on Aquaman and Belko Experiment, if you know what that is. Like, this is crazy. These guys have worked on such good movies, such good series. I don't know why people are so, like, mad right now. They think that everything's going into crumbles. Like, not all the details have been sorted out. It's not confirmed that people are going to be leaving. It's not confirmed that they're going to be staying. Like, at least for most people. For Cavill, yeah, but not everyone. Everyone's going crazy. Like, James Gunn isn't transparent. Like, he's not a transparent person. He literally goes on Twitter, debunks everything. I've seen people typing, oh my god, Aquaman is gone, everyone's gone. He comes in, he's like, we don't know, decisions haven't been made. Like, when the decisions are made, he's going to come and he's going to tell us. And Safran, he's going to do such a good job as well. Like, these guys, you should trust them. They're good creators. They know what they want to do. They know how to tell stories, especially Gunn. This guy's so good at his job. I don't get it, but he's good. Like, he knows what he's doing. He sticks true to his heart. But he also sticks true to the fans and his audience and also the film. Because he wants to create a good film. At the end of the day, it's about the film and how the audience connect to it. So if the film is bad and the audience can't connect to it, there is nothing that's gonna happen with that movie. Like, trust in Gunn, everything will be alright. They have a plan. We discussed this. Everything is still in development. You know, it's not confirmed that everyone's just gonna die and it's gonna go to a new universe, brand new everybody, and everyone's gonna change. Like, just give it some time. Let it lay out. Chill out. At the end of the day, we all humans. Like, at the end of the day, it's just some films. And I know it's important to some people, but everything's gonna be sorted out. It's gonna be all good. Let's see what we got here. I wanted to talk about how Gunn and Safran specifically are such good spots for the roles. I wrote some notes here about how they brought some unexpected characters to life that, you know, they brought light to characters that you never think would be brought light upon. Ratcatcher. Changed it to Ratcatcher 2. Made it applicable to the audience. Connect with the audience. You see, they made her such a nice character. Kind of like the heart of the story. Kind of like how Zack Snyder did with Cyborg in the Snyder Cut. Made him the heart of the story. Connect with the audience. He fleshes out these characters that you would never see coming, and then weaves them into the story so perfectly, even if they have a minute role. Like, half of the cast, Suicide Squad, spoilers if you haven't seen it, they were in the movie just to die in the first 5 minutes. You know how much of an impact that brings us? Especially with characters that we know, like Captain Boomerang, that was in the OG Suicide Squad. I mean, even if you didn't like that movie, you can tell he had such a good performance. But it's about that shock value. And connecting to your audience with your movies is the best way you can do that. They brought characters such as Polka Dot Man to life. Peacemaker and Vigilante. That show, I will not stop talking about that show. That show is fantastic. If you haven't seen it, if you have HBO Max, go and see it. Or you can also see it illegally. Like, just go and watch it. I don't care how you do it. Just go and see it. Come back to the video and you will understand what I'm talking about. Because those movies, those shows are fantastic. Gunn has got a plan. Now, they also bring unexpected content to the table. Like Project Butterfly. That whole one. Okay, let me tell you something. Screw the script. Let me tell you something. When I was watching Peacemaker for the first time, I really thought it was gonna be some gun-ho country Republican type show. Right? I really didn't know what I was expecting. I walked in, you know, kind of like getting into it throughout the first episode. I was like, Then the ending, it reels you in. The whole show, it reels you in. Project Butterfly, I did not see that coming at all. Aliens, that is not the type of show I expected. Like, at the end, like you got cameos from Jason Momoa, Ezra Miller. What is the Justice League doing here? Like, he made such a good ending. He made such a good show throughout the whole thing. It was funny, it was hilarious, it was hardcore, it was intense, it was emotional. Same with Suicide Squad. Spoilers, again. When they killed off Rick, do you know how sad I was, bro? That was like my favorite character throughout the whole thing. The first movie was kind of a dud. James reeled him in, expanded his character, fleshed him out. It was crazy how much he could do with such little time and such little development throughout the first movie. Brought everybody. That was like a little soft reboot, if you could tell. A little soft reboot, The Suicide Squad. Maybe he was testing the waters. I don't know how long it took for him to get the deal. That's not published online. But testing the waters, going through. And now he's doing a whole new thing. And he's always trying different things. It's not going to be the same old story. It's like, I feel like this new universe is going to be really good in keeping DC in business. Alright? Let me get my script back. I also wanted to talk about how the DCEU, if you can't believe it, can't believe it, man. It's unsalvageable. the DCU just has constant failures. We got Batman versus Superman, right? We got Suicide Squad, the original Suicide Squad. Green Lantern. I mean, I guess I wasn't really like DCEU, but it still exists. Wonder Woman 1984. You know, Justice League. Your ensemble movie was trash. Your ensemble movie. Do you know how important your ensemble movie is? We got movies. Avengers, Age of Ultron, Infinity War, Endgame. You can't release your ensemble movie with it being bad, bro. That's like your hope. And the thing was, like, the story was bad, the villain was bad, like, this wasn't all that, man. And to top it all off, they didn't even have a Green Lantern. They didn't even have a Green Lantern. In their opening logo, when it's going through all the superheroes, Green Lantern's there. He doesn't exist in their universe. He's a core member. That is like having the Avengers without Cap. Imagine the Avengers without Tony. Like, your competition has made superheroes mainstream. That is undeniable. That Marvel has made superheroes mainstream. We moved from a dystopian era. We had Harry Potter. We had The Maze Runner. We had Hunger Games. We had Divergent. People were happy with that, you know, going through the roles. That was Disney time. Mixing through, and stop. Superheroes. Cut back in. Endgame is when I started watching superhero stuff. I'm like, oh, this is good. Let me go back and watch everything else so I know what's going on. Imagine that was Justice League. I come in, I watch Justice League, and boom, I watch it. You think I'm gonna go back and watch all those? No. I'm disgusted. And I'm glad that James and Safran are stepping up and doing what needs to be done, even if it's not like the easy thing to do, because there's lots of fans to please, and there's many options that you have, but you have to go about it the right way. So I hope it gets done. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you in the next video. This is a Critic signing out.